back to the channel. This is Rob Thomas, your Everything Microsoft Enterprise Architect, and today we're going to cover a hands-on walkthrough of monitoring and diagnostic telemetry. So without further ado, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, and that's going to be the Enterprise Software Solution, the software dudes, for any of your Microsoft Azure, Microsoft 365, Microsoft Dynamics, Windows Server, Windows SQL Server needs. Highly recommend reach out to these guys. These guys are great. Any of your deeper Azure questions, you definitely want to reach out to these guys. They totally help you. You can see all their existing customers. I'm a customer and a partner, so highly recommend them. All right, let's jump into this. And so before we get started, kind of wanted to just give a little bit of background on explaining, like, just reminding, like, overall core health and metrics and alerts, which is our first step, which is to understand the overall health of our database. We're going to go to the metrics blades under the monitoring section, which I want to show you here. And I can chart the key performance indicators. I'll be able to add our CPU percentage and our data IO percentage. And those are going to be two really good things to give me a good visual overview of workloads that are high, right? So let's just jump into that. So you already know you're going to go to Azure, and it's always going to be popped up over all this time. So you want to really go here. You can click on these again here, but I'll just click on that just to be quick, save time. And then we'll go here. This is our actual web server, as you see here. And then this is our actual databases. So you can see I got two databases here. So let's click on the database because we're monitoring the database, see what's going on. And you mentioned, I said, we're going to go down to the metrics section. So we're going to go down to monitoring, right? So we're going to click on that monitoring. It's going to show us the three things we're going to be working with today. And I'm going to quickly talk about these two, right? So I'll go to metrics, and just heads up, because my database I just started running in today, I don't really have any data in here. So we're just going to make some assumptions that there's going to be a spike, but I do got a screenshot to kind of show. So let's first go to CPU percentage, right? So we're going to click here, scroll down. You're going to see that CPU percentage right there. Boom, it's going to add it in here. When we're done, we're going to add that metrics, and it would show, but again, it's not going to show anything here because my database doesn't really have anything. So now let's go to add metrics, right? Boom. See how I added it right there? Let's go add another one. And this one's going to be data IO. So let's for data IO percentage, excuse me. We'll click that one, then we'll add that metrics. And then by doing that, we would have automatically saw something like this, right? And we're going to see the spike. So you can see how that, boom, CPU percentage in blue spiked past 80. Oh my goodness, can't believe that happened. So what we want to do is, like, really understand to see if you could see a sustained spike, which you see here, and it's to break this down, like, this is a clear sign that the workload is high. So we want to be proactive, not reactive. So let's create an alert. Now I'm going to create a new alert rule. And for that condition, I'm going to set it to fire when the CPU percentage is greater than 80%. So the moment it passes that line, this blue line, passes that line, boom, you're going to get an email. It's going to be a wonderful alert, right? For over 5 minutes. So if it lasted for over 5 minutes, you get the alert. If it lasts under, it doesn't. Then I'll configure an action group to that email of the operations team, which, well, I'm not really going to do. I'm just going to have it send it to me. But the option, I could create an action group with the operations team, and everybody would get an email, right? And it's that simple to create a proactive warning sign. So let's quickly do that. A lot of me talking, and a lot of you want to see it. So let's create a rule. Boom, boom, boom. I want to go to CPU percentage, right? Then I'm going to go and it already gave us 80. Let's say if it was like 81%. Let's say that. Right, let's say if it's greater or equal to, right? And then I'm going to say check every 1 minute, load periods 5 minutes. Oh, that's perfect. Conditions are already there, right? And we'll make sure it's static, not dynamic, because I can go static, go average, and then do it like that. I want to say it's static, greater than 1. So we'll change it from 80%. I know 80%. I'm going to say 81%, right? Be a little different. And then let's go to next actions, right? So now you could see it's going to want to, like, do some stuff and send it out. So what I want to do is, let's think of a name. I think a cool name would be like high CPU on my database. So I'll call it right here, like that. And then I don't get that many characters, right? So I'll just say that. This is just for testing purposes, right? And then I could say I can send it to like, who's the owner of this group? They get it. I send it a notification, and then I can just, email it to myself, right? So we'll say that, and then I'm just going to hit save, and then I'm done. Details, we don't ignore these, right? Here, let's get, oh yeah, it's asking for a name. I'm going to call that role name you. I saw that and I wasn't paying attention. All right, cool. That's it. Possible. Okay. Scenario, the actions. Already exist. Oh yeah, I already did this before. Let's do that one. Let's click use existing group. Yep, there we go. See how I solved that? Boom. Love how that came. Like these real life challenges and easily resolved. So let's just click create, and we created a rule. Boom. I created the rule, I deleted it, and I wanted to create it for you guys to see it live. All right. So that rule is done. Like we created it. It makes sense. So what I want to do is I want to go back and know if our CPU is high, but what is causing it. So let's find the exact queries under intelligence performance, and I'll check the query insight. This dashboard instantly shows me the top consuming queries, right? So that would basically mean I'm just going to go to this query insight. Again, I don't have any data, so we're not going to see anything, but I'm just saying that we would be able to come in here, we'd be able to see that, right? So let's assume like I was able to see the top queries by CPU, and data IO, and I clicked on this top query and then the ID, which actually, I clicked on that query ID, and then just like that, I was able to see the full query text and its execution here, history, and this is just, if I had data here, we would see that, right? So, and this data would be invaluable to give it directly to your developer to pinpoint exactly like where optimization would be needed, right? So this optimization brings up a recommendation, right? So let's talk about. I'm going to jump here to performance tuning. It's probably not going to let me. Oh, it did. Oh, good. So I'll go to performance tuning, right? So in my performance tuning, I'm going to see these three options, right? And these are powerful options, right? And create index. This will automatically create index like the one you just saw, and then which is here, and then it drops index will remove unused ones, and then the force plan, which is the most important. This automatically fix your queries, plans, regressions, acting as a massive safety net for your database performance. Now, for any production database, and this is production, let's say I'm playing out in dev, but if it's production, I would strongly recommend you turn this on. You just basically go here and then hit apply, and then that would turn on. It might even barf at me, so let me not try that, right? Because I wanted to make sure this is working. All right, now let me cover diagnostic settings. So under the diagnostic settings, these tools, which are fantastic for real-time tuning, but for deep historical analysis, we would need to export our telemetry. So we go to the diagnostic setting, and this is how we would build a permanent performance record. And so like we get here, I would click on the diagnostic settings right here. And again, I'm having some challenges with this, right? Because it's not available, so we're not going to be able to send it. But what we're going to do is just quickly just spin this up. So let me give it a name. I want to call it like export SQL telemetry to log analytics, right? So I'm just going to, let's imagine I type that out. And then I wanted to click on, I want to get blocks, deadlocks, errors, core restore, rating statistics, core restore, runtime statistics. I want to get those three things, right? I would get these items. And then I wanted to send it. So definitely I have my name. I do this, and then it's already sent to the analytics work. And then if I was able to click this, then this would be hit save, and then I'd be good to go. But that's just showing you, right, how to do this really quickly, get it up and running, super easy. That was easy, right? So finally, I chose a destination. Let's say send to logs and analytics workspace, which allowed me to run a powerful query over this data later. And then after selecting my workspace, I mentioned that, hit save, and now with this rich data will be continuously archived for deep analysis. So I'll be able to pull this data. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you've got some good insights from this. As we monitor our core metrics, identify resource-hungry queries with QPI, and enable automated tuning to let Azure protect, our performance. If you got value out of this walkthrough, hands-on tutorial, do me a huge favor and hit the like and subscribe button and turn on the notification so you don't miss out on the next one. Also, I want to hear from you. What is your best performance tuning trick you've learned, and what topics should we cover next? Leave a comment in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. And until the next time, thanks for tuning in. Bye.